Hey everyone, Point Blank at Kotaku here, and it's time for another Red Table Season toy bargain hunting outing. The stores are getting busier and messier, so does that mean there's more opportunities to find great stuff? Well, there's only one way to find out. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. For additional support methods, Patreon and Supers are available. You know what's more irritating than one turd scroll who takes dumps in public? Two of them who take dumps in public. Pecan isn't as big a turd scroll as I am, but she still qualifies as one. Yuck, just look at how ugly they look jumping onto the toilets. It's the worst thing ever. We're starting off with something out of the ordinary this time, Ross. I know, right? It's crazy. And you know what else is crazy? The state of this Ross. You really know it's Red Table season when shit's spilling out on the floor. This Ross is just managing to hold it together. There's a lot of stuff here, and don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Lately, more often than not, the good stuff is placed in this corner of the toy section, but this time, I didn't see anything. That's not a good sign for the haul, but great for my bank account. Hold on, let me correct myself real quick. I mean, I didn't see anything new. It's all stuff that's fairly recent. However, I did notice something that I didn't see before, so let's backtrack. We have a Turtles of Grayskull Sorceress April O'Neil action figure. Actually, I'm not buying this because I already bought one at Walmart in January 2025 for $20 because she was hard to find and I didn't want to risk spending more money later on. You couldn't have shown up earlier, stupid banana raincoat wearing bitch. Oh well, that's an L I have to hold. But fortunes turn around because check these out. First of all, from the same wave as April, it's an action figure of the ruthless master of the Ooze Pit, Hordak. These are really more Motu action figures rather than TMNT, and I wish the cost was lower, but I guess there's some TMNT tax. That's still not gonna stop me though. And next to Hordak, we have a Stealth Ninja Leonardo. I don't think this one looks as cool as the other TOG Leo, but it's still cool nonetheless. I already have the other one, but I want to complete the set, so you know the deal. So that's 3 out of 4 of the wave. The only one missing is Stealth Ninja He-Man, and he's gotta be lying around somewhere. If 3 are here, I can't imagine He-Man selling before the others, and after a very brief search, I found him not too far from the rest. And that's another full set of action figures I found at Ross. Classic style He-Man always looks kinda odd, but it wouldn't be He-Man any other way. I don't even need to tell you what happens next. This exact Ross has been really clutch with the Motu action figures, and I would not be surprised if it's not the last time. As for the expanded toy section, there wasn't much going on in terms of collectibles. It was mostly the RC cars and girls' toys, so we're checking out and moving on to the next stop, which is DD's Discounts. And right off the bat, we have a set of 2.5-inch Dogman action figures by Jakks Pacific. Stuff like this is usually $13, and I was right on the money. I'll leave that for someone else, though I don't believe these will move. I've only ever seen the equivalent Sonic the Hedgehog set sell. I was also surprised to see that Barney Gumble action figure I saw last time still here. The other Simpsons action figures were long gone. Okay, I just said the Sonic sets normally sell, but then I come across the one that is least likely to sell. Some unknown force must be trying to discredit me. Here's a Vibration Stars Kasami Hoshigaki. I'm sure anime figure enjoyers noticed the packaging change for Vibration Stars. I dented that box real good. Anyways, the packaging used to have an image of the figure stylized to look like artwork, but now it's just a shot of the figure. Kinda bland, but whatever. The price on the Simpsons Family multi-pack keeps changing at DD's. Sometimes I see it for 16 smackers, other times 15. How about it gets lowered to 10 greenbacks? Though I did see it at Burlington for that price, and I still didn't buy it. The plushie section definitely needs some more space, as you can clearly see the merch hanging on for dear life, and not only that, we got some unlucky ones that took a tumble. It's a shame because some of them are probably dirty now. Before we get out of here, let's take one more look at the main toy section. I saw those Dr. Fate action figures last time, but they were near the checkout area. Turtles of Grayskull King Piss is such a common fixture at discount stores right now. I bought 2 when he first showed up at Ross, and if he gets discounted, I'm buying 2 more and returning the ones I bought at full price for credit. Up next, we have a few Pokemon items such as this Pokemon Select 4-inch Score Bunny vinyl figure, and we also got a battle figure set featuring Squirtle and some others I don't know. I've seen them before, and they're not worth it. Switching over to the end cap, and we basically got the same stuff we've been seeing over the past month or so. We've got more authentic Transformers, which are old news, except for this one. This is a DD's Discounts first timer, Autobot Mirage, who honestly looks a bit on the crappy side. I'd keep him in vehicle form. He goes for 7 clams, so like the other authentics, he's at the slightly raised price. I'll pass on that. Doubtful we'll see him go on clearance, but Oh well, who cares. The only other non-news / non-recent thing I saw was this Fortnite Tempest solo mode action figure for the usual 300 pennies. You won't find these online for a lower price unless the seller is keen on losing money. Jack-specific Super Mario 4-inch action figures have been showing up at DD's discounts for 80 dimes, but if you got a GameStop Pro membership, you might be able to snag them for a better price there since they're getting marked down. We're now at the checkout area and it's a lot of the same. Most of these anime figures and Funko Pops were here last time, but I found a few new things. First up, we have Din Djarin with the Darksaber. I really like the Mandalorian look, but I don't know, I'm not really digging it in Funko Pop format. The price tag is a bit jacked up, but he goes for 20 quarters, which is the standard. Behind him, we have another discount store first-timer, a Yu-Gi-Oh fan favorite, the Dark Magician Girl. I was tempted to get this, but the 14 Kennedy price tag was a little off-putting. Miserly Ekotaku strikes again, but when it comes to discount store purchases, those small price increases really stack up against your purchasing quantity. I last saw this Kakuzu at Ross several months ago, and he was cheaper back then. I guess it's more of that anime figure tax during Red Table season. It's more of the same for the Funko Pop figures down here, and here's another new thing, a DC Multiverse Gold Label Collection Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane. I feel like this should be something special, but her face seems kinda off, like, kinda soulless looking. However, at 8 Sacagaweas, it's a far better deal compared to online pricing, which is more than double. I'm not surprised Super Boo is still here, and I'm more than willing to bet it's still got a DSP going on there. I guess the Black Adam action figures are coming back because Atom Smasher is here again after a several month hiatus. Now for some Five Guys at Freddy's Funko Pops. We got Withered Bonnie priced middle ground between standard and anime tax. I feel like these fit the Funko Pop format quite well, and they are tempting, but I got a hold. We also got a Funko Pop of my boy Donatello, and it's the last Ronin incarnation. I'm all for TMNT Funko Pop figures, especially when my favorite turtle is in the mix. It had middle ground price too, but I did notice a black stain on his teeth that made it look like there was a gap, and that was enough to stop me. I'll wait for a better condition one to show up. This was my first time seeing an anime themed mousepad at a discount store. I think I would use that as wall decor rather than sitting on my desk. We also have a Withered Chica Funko Pop. It's the same price as Withered Bonnie, and that makes for some good Halloween decor. During the previous outing, I saw some blind box plushies by UCC Distributing Toys at Marshall's called Leela Chef Kitten, and here we have Kimon. Look at that character and try telling me it ain't inspired by Labubu. DD's Discount is selling their blind boxes for 1 Jefferson cheaper than Marshall's. DD's currently has the best price as eBay listings are significantly higher. We got some more new Funko Pops here. Hiden from Naruto Shippuden, who oddly enough doesn't have the anime tax present on his Akatsuki partner Kakuzu. I know I've seen this Beetlejuice before, and it's one of the oddest Funko Pop figures I've seen, which is odd to say. I'm sure there's some plot relevant thing as to why it's like that. The rest of the anime figures and Funko Pops are old news, but we've got some returning 4-inch retro style DC Superpowers action figures by McFarlane Toys. Here's Batman, which I bought previously, and also present are the Riddler, a solid gold Wonder Woman, and of course Superman, which I may have dropped on the floor. They are a very affordable 1/5 of Jackson, and they may go fast, so don't sleep on them. On the other side of the end cap, there wasn't much else going on, but there were quite a few all-for-one Funko Pop figures, which are former BigAppleCollectibles.com exclusives. May that company rest in pepperonis. And don't worry about that total anime Katsuki Bakugo. I'm sure he's also at Ross for 3 buckaroos less. And speaking of Ross, why don't we head over there? I wonder if things were really busy here because it looks like an employee left the stepladder in the middle of the aisle. The shelves were really packed, and I could tell that was going to be a royal pain in the ass to dig through. Remember that headless groundskeeper Willie action figure that was here 2 weeks ago? Now it's been completely ripped out of the box, and the remains are hanging on by threads of the elastic variety. Poor Willie, he never got to catch the football. Don't bother with that Spider-Man 2-pack because it just doesn't seem like it's worth a Hamilton. Here we have a Vibration Stars Toby from Naruto Shippuden alongside a Toby Friends robot thing. Toby? Toby. Toby? Toby. Okay, enough of that. Let's see what other trash is here. I mean, treasure. Let's maintain some positive energy. King Piss still doesn't have any price cuts, though I can't imagine anything is gonna get discounted while Red Table season is underway. Has anyone seen otherwise at their Raw stores? Please leave some much appreciated intel in the comments. I did manage to find another anime figure that costs only 8 bones, and it's... Sorry, I had to look this up. It's Ryo Yaiba from City Hunter the movie. I saw some pictures and it looks pretty old school. The price tag was pretty faded too, so I'm guessing it's been here for a minute. There's another new anime figure. It's of the One Piece variety, so you know that means it's not going to be $8. The big time shonen anime figures run at least $20 at Ross and DD's discounts. Here's a One Piece The Departure, Zoro, as he appears in the Egghead arc. That's an easy pass for me, so let's move on. Like the first Ross of this outing, the Red Table section held nothing of significance for collectors like you and I. I mean, you could take one look at the stuff and know who the target demographic is. On the nearby end cap, there were quite a few Hello Kitty items, one being this Kuropi Mart building set for 11 smackers. That's nearly 50% off Amazon pricing, so it seems like a decent enough deal. I hope those Hello Kitty and Friends figure packs survive the Christmas Eve nuke because I'd love to get one for reduced pricing. That's pretty much it for new stuff, but before I head out, I did find a leftover Super 7 T-Rex reaction figure. It was originally 15 greenbacks and it seems like he's long gone from other Ross stores. I wanted one from the start, but not for the OG Ross price. 749 pennies is the best I'll do, and it's still far less than online pricing. Now we're at another Ross, and this one's had a penchant for leaving those stupid metal racks in front of the toy section. It's a pain, but it is what it is. Those are the cards we've been dealt. The temporary display on the side holds nothing special unless you like Dora the Explorer or Sabo from One Piece of the Grand Line series extra assortment. I for one am neither of those, and if you're an enjoyer, well, I only got one thing to say to you. Hold out for a discount. I feel like it's been a minute since I last saw a new NECA Ultimate action figure, but we got Frankenstein. I feel like I did see a NECA Ultimate action figure of this character before, but maybe I was mistaken. He's in grayscale, which is a great nod to the old school movies, and 20 clams seems like a decent price. The lowest I could find was 2 Jeffersons higher, shipping included, at Big Bad Toy Store. It's been a minute since I last saw Black Series Skeleton Crew Fern action figures at Ross, but she's 80 dimes, whereas I still see KB and Wim priced at 24 quarters. How unusual. We're 11 minutes and about halfway through this holiday season toy bargain hunting outing. If you're enjoying the content, please make sure to slap me with a like and sub, and if you would hype up the video with some feel good energy, that would be greatly appreciated. Every little bit of support helps tremendously. There's nothing left to see here, so let's move on to the expanded toy section, and it's kind of the same deal over here as well. Wow, look at that. There's still plenty of Demona Ultimate action figures. That's a great action figure for a great price, and please check out my review on her if you're on the fence about buying one. I see lots of repeats over here, but I feel like I'm missing something. It's probably my imagination, but I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me I'm blind for missing something. Here's one new thing, an Avatar Jake Sully vs Thanator action figure set. Anyone know what the try me button is for? I looked online and couldn't confirm anything. Although Ross's price tag at 27 quarters is much lower than it goes for on the Zon, I still don't feel it's worth the former's cost. That's all for this part of the expanded toy section, but don't worry, we got more expanded toy section to rifle through. Fortunately, I was able to see everything clearly and there wasn't anything hidden in the core of this mass of toys. It was a lot of nothing burgers, but hey, there was some more Dora the Explorer stuff. It just seems like an infinite wall of dolls and girls toys. I don't know if there will be anything targeted for collectors like us, but we might as well stick it out and see things through to the very end. And you know what? It paid off because here's a Mega Bloks Kanto Region Pokedex build set. I saw this at Burlington weeks ago for 52 quarters, and I'm glad I resisted because Ross is selling this for 20 Kennedys, a far superior price, and you know what? I'm going for it now. It's too good to pass up. I was tempted to call it quits at this Ross, but we still had plenty more to see. Or did we only have a little bit to see after we ignored a bunch of uninteresting crap? Well, we had a One Piece Battle Record Collection Trafalgar Law with the box printed upside down. Misprints and packaging errors are pretty valuable, and to whoever picked this up, you're gonna earn a massive bag for this one. Don't let anyone try to undervalue your treasure, and the last thing on the menu was this Vibration Stars figure of Shawty Kocho. Interesting fact, Shawty was released in Japan only 2 months ago, and she's not even available at toy retailers like Big Bad Toy Store yet. Still on pre-order, yet somehow she's already made her way to Ross. I don't know how discount stores got supply before retail stores, but I'm not complaining. 18 Sacagaweas is by far the lowest you can find her anywhere, so if you see her at Ross and want her, buy her. Now I could confidently say that's a wrap for this Ross, so let's move on to Burlington Coat Factory, minus the coats, because who gives a shit about that? I mean, I do find some interesting clothes every now and then, but that's not what this channel's about. Unless, well, it's geek-related clothes, but anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Let's focus on the task at hand, which is finding great collectibles on deals. Wait a minute, I mean, great deals on collectibles. Jeez. At first, I thought they replaced the plushie section with laundry baskets, but then I saw the plushies in an aisle several miles away, and hopefully we could get there, but for now, we'll focus on what's in front of us, which are mostly shelf and peg warmers. For the most part, that's what it's been like at this Burlington, even after it blew up with merch. The one I went to during the previous outing was so much better. I didn't see a single WWE action figure here, and you know what's crazy? I saw a very minuscule amount of Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. It would have been better if I saw zero, but seeing very little is still better than seeing a lot. I'll take what I could get. I think the last time I was here, I basically called this Burlington a landfill for unsellable trash, and so far, it hasn't really changed, but you know what? It's still better than TJ Mid. Oh wow, finally something new, I think. Maybe I saw this before but the footage got cut. Anyways, this Brickcraft Hello Kitty plane doesn't look too bad, and hey, it's got a spinning propeller. That's some serious shit there. There was one other thing worth highlighting, though it wasn't exactly new, but it was very cost effective, an Epic Hero Series Pause Vizsla for 2 Jeffersons. Ross and DD's had a better price of 3 Lady Liberties, but if you can't find one there, Burlington is still solid. As for the plushie section, there were tons of Angels, complemented with a handful of Stitches, Kirby's, Bluey's, and Snoopy's. No need to harp on this for too long, so let's move on to the extended toy section, and it had stuff that I can only describe as buy this for anyone whom you feel is a big Sony DualShocker. Now for the penultimate stop of the day, Ross, and it looks like stuff is going on. The racks are still out and we got Baldy just sitting around doing his thing. I feel like I've been slacking on getting shots of the top shelves, but I think that comes down to one PB at Kotaku being vertically challenged. I really like this shot of an aisle full of merch leading to another shelf full of just as much stuff. Hopefully we can find a few things for the collector. I saw this upcoming item at DD's Discounts recently, but now it's at Ross. It's a DC Metal Force team-up set featuring Brainiac and Lex Luthor versus Batman and Superman. At 2 Hamiltons, it's more expensive at discount stores than it is at Amazon, so don't waste your money if you want one. Just buy it on the Zon. At the end of the aisle, we have some Pokemon Battle figure sets that aren't really worth it at 7 buckaroos each. I'm sure they're cheaper than online pricing, but given how much lower I've seen them at discount stores before, I'm not biting. Avatar action figures by McFarlane Toys have been showing up more often at Ross lately, and here we have Neytiri. I missed the price, but I'm guessing she's around 6 or 7 bones. There's so many One Piece Island Whale Labubu figures, but we're gonna move past that and check out the main event area where the good stuff typically is. Keyword, typically. We got these Miniverse lifestyle blind capsule things that pretty much have mini home decor items. These would be suitable to use as parts for a diorama set, though I'm not sure what size figures would match up with them. Nothing much going on there unless you like crappy Superman toys or you're a Red Velvet enjoyer, and I mean the All Elite Wrestling talent, not the K-pop girl group of the same name, who happen to be my favorite K-pop girl group. Anyways, I'm getting a good look at the shelves and I'm not seeing much in the realm of new. The back parts of the shelves aren't obscured too badly, so I can see what's back there without having to dig in. I've been seeing this Count Chocula action figure and a companion Frankenberry at Ross for a good minute now, and I could never catch a price drop. If there's more cereal mascots from that line of action figures, I'd love to see them at discount stores too. So far it's been rather underwhelming at this Ross, not much on the shelves, so why don't we switch over to the end caps real quick. And look who it is again, the banana raincoat wearing sorceress April O'Neil, whose support we have. And we also have TOG Hordak and Ninjor side by side. I've seen the latter plenty of times, but I have to say, Ninjor is easily one of the coolest action figures from that line. That's not all for dragons, because if we shift on over to the next end cap, we have some action figures from the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon. First up, we got the Tracker Class Rumblehorn. While it's not one of my favorite dragons, it still looks pretty cool. And then we have the main dragon and very good boy that is Night Fury / Toothless. These action figures are about 7.5 inches long, and for $5, I think that's well worth it. Toothless and Rumblehorn cost nearly double and more than triple on the Zon respectively. I'm still waiting for the Super 7 Reaction Transformers to drop further in price. I reluctantly paid 750 cents for T-Rex, but I will not be doing that for the rest of these. I think we're done with the main toy section, so we're gonna wrap up with the expanded toy section with the red tables and extra shelves, and from what I could see, it's a lot of Zuru products alongside the trash RC cars. I'm not really seeing too much in terms of collectibles, so we're pretty much getting the same experience as we did at the main toy section. There's still some stuff though. Here's a deluxe ET Ultimate action figure by NECA, and on the shelf a few steps away, we have some authentic Transformers. We saw these at DD's Discounts earlier today, and everything we saw there is here as well. Autobot Mirage made his DD's Discounts debut today, at least for my videos, and he makes his first Ross appearance as well. For this holiday season, I noticed there's been a lot more overlap with the merchandise between Ross and DD's Discounts compared to the previous years. I do like that there's more chances to get the things you want, but it does come at the cost of seeing less variety between the two stores. Oh well. Now it's time for some new anime figures. Here we have Akatsuki member Toby, who replaced Sasori. Since this is big time shonen, Toby goes for 20 smackers. He's paired with Conan, who I did not see, and it's kinda odd that Bandai didn't pair the Vibration Stars Akatsuki member figures with their respective partners. You know, I saw this anime figure earlier, but I ignored him because I hate Doma. After watching Infinity Castle, I am looking forward to seeing that creepy woman predator get what he deserves. By the way, if you're not aware, these Grand Line Series special Blackbeard figures are hefty AF and a bit heavy, so if you drop one on your foot, well, my condolences. Just to make sure we don't miss anything significant, we're gonna go through the remaining shelves and red tables. There's been a resurgence in Bluey merch at Ross, which honestly isn't a surprise. I wonder how much more time would get added to the videos if I started highlighting each and everything of Bluey. Probably like 15 minutes. I didn't see much else in terms of collectibles, but here's a Diamond Collection Funko Pop figure of Elsa from Frozen. Sorry Elsa, but you're old news. It's all about Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters now, because, well, that's who she's born to be. Both Ross and DD's discounts have LEGO displays with a nice assortment of sets, but unfortunately, I don't believe any of these are priced very well. Pretty much all of the Animal Crossing LEGO sets are cheaper on the Zon, and the one Sonic set that's available at Ross and DD's discounts is no exception. 17 greenbacks at discount stores versus 16 clams on the Zon. Save yourself the 100 pennies and the trip. It's time to depart from Ross, and the last stop of the day is my usual Pokemon Center vending machine. Let's see how my luck rolls this time. I'm feeling pretty good today. Hell freaking yeah, I've been wanting so bad to get Sealed Prismatic Evolutions product at retail, and it finally freaking happened. This machine has been so damn good to me, and it's obvious that I am buying the bundle. If there's more, I will buy them due to how scarce these are. Only one. Let's see how many Surging Sparks booster packs there are. I don't want any more, but I'm just curious. There were 2 packs, but I'm gonna remove them from my cart as I'm fine with the Prismatic Evolutions bundle. Actually, maybe I'll just grab 1 pack, and now to check out. Are you f***ing kidding me? Out of all the times for this to happen, I couldn't believe it. The credit card reader was malfunctioning, and I waited 10 minutes to see if the problem would fix itself. Sadly, it never did, and I didn't have the time to wait around for hours, so unfortunately, I had to leave. It was quite disappointing, and with that, back to the studio. Despite that massive L, I still walked away with an impressive haul, and I'm still so far ahead in W's when it comes to my toy bargain hunting outings. I'll let you all know, the upcoming outings will do more than balance out this recent failure for me. And that does it for another holiday season toy bargain hunting outing. I had a wonderful time, and I hope you did too. If you made it this far, type prismatic fail in the comments. Thank you for coming along for the ride, and if you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.